Yeah, what happened when you went to the Supreme Court?
Right, at the level of the Supreme Court, unfortunately, the Supreme Court didn't hear the case until it expired. So, I felt sad, but there was nothing I could do. A month after, the Taraba case came to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court now went back to my logic and now said that, look, a member of a PDP could not challenge the emergence of APC.
Is that what they said, they were meddlesome?
Yeah, exactly. They said they were meddlesome. And on that basis, the governor of Taraba is still in office today. Otherwise, the APC petition would have thrown him out. The same thing, the Zamfara case came. The Supreme Court followed the same line. So up till probably day before yesterday, that has been the position of the law. But I understand that just day before yesterday, a case came from Kano in relation to APC not doing valid primary. And our candidate who won the election was thrown out by the Supreme Court. And the PDP guy was declared winner, meaning that we are now back to the days when a non-member of a party could challenge the nomination of a candidate from... Exactly. So that is the implication. Now, what we are now saying is that rather than APC going this route, rather than some of these local leaders, because they are local leaders in most cases, you discover that probably in Agege, one chieftain who wants to control the local government will be the one that will influence the imposition of his own candidates on the people. So others will disagree. There will be crisis. If a member of the party, an aspirant, a fellow aspirant, should challenge the emergence of that person in post, he's a goner. The same thing would happen if the Supreme Court should still insist that anybody could challenge the emergence of the winner. Then in most cases we'll be losing seats. It would have happened in Lagos State here. We fought it up to the Court of Appeal when the Court of Appeal upheld the position that the procedure adopted by the PDP candidates. Then also, there was an earlier letter which Dr. Banere, eventually produced that showed that APC had written a letter to INEC informing of his notice of, giving notice of his Congress earlier than 20 days, more than 20 days. That was the letter that saved all the people in the House of Assembly now. That was the letter that saved Governor Ambode from being removed by the Court of Appeal.
So if that were the case, why is it then that you have people who are protesting and some party members saying no, they should suspend him for anti-party activities?
Thank you very much. You know, one thing is this. It's unfortunate that nobody is oppressed except if he subjects himself to oppression. That is the situation. Majority of these people that are clamoring that Moise Banere should go, he's doing anti-party activities and what have you, they are the supporters of imposition. Probably, somebody who slept with his mother will have a supporter. We will say probably it could have been his influence of the society and what have you. They will find all manners of justification for it. Some of these elements that are clamoring are probably the supporters of those people that are imposed. I saw many of them, they are not from Mushin. And they claim to be, they came from all over to come and say Moise Banere should go. So now, their protests, when they go to, it's unfortunate, this is something that is that was done by the state, that was encouraged by the state. I think it was the press secretary to the governor that now issued a press statement, even suggesting that the treatment they gave to one of the former national officers of APC should be given to Moise Banere, it should be removed.
Let me pick you up on this issue that you mentioned earlier about candidates being switched or find their names out of the list just 24 hours before going to the polls. If we'll have to go through the court process and filing and submitting and all whatnot, mustn't there be an expedient approach to this just so that you're able to protect that list from being tampered with?
Right. You're correct. Absolutely correct. In fact, that is our criticism against the Lagos High Court rules now. That in cases of urgency, in cases of in an exigent situation, a person, a claimant, an aggrieved person should be able to approach the court without having to file the pre-action protocol. Because if I have to file the pre-action protocol, my house is about to be demolished. My name is being removed a day to the election. I cannot approach the court to say, stop them from doing this. Reverse this situation in the interim. Then I would have lost the opportunity. Somebody would have now gone to the House of Assembly or House of Reps or Senate, as the case may be, or would have been the governor, collecting all the emoluments for about 2-3 years before my case will be decided up to the Supreme Court, before I now go in there. I think it was in Mbe that the Supreme Court attempted to do substantial justice by now ordering that whatever emoluments Mbe had received, he should pay over to the actual winner. So that would be actual electoral justice that is in line with the dictates of reason.
So legally speaking, would you say that those who went to court saying, look, do something in court, my name, I feel, had done by, do you think the rest would have been destroyed if they go ahead with the elections?
Well, the only thing that wouldn't have destroyed the rest is that if the court will nullify the emergence of the imposed candidates and will order that all emoluments, perquisites that he had received should be paid over to the actual winner, justice, there would have been a redress. However, the implication is that the community, the constituency that he represented would have been wrongly represented because he's an impostor. That had been imposed on them for so long. And it's unfortunate when somebody who is there is not the actual winner and is your representative.
So it's just enough to say, okay, return all the emoluments, but not go to jail.
No, well, the implication is that...
Yeah, because it's an imposter. If it's an imposter, then he should go to jail.
Well, it may be argued that it has not been criminalized. Before somebody will go to jail, there must be a provision in the criminal law or in a statute that will say if this is done, then the person would... you are allowed to steal. The law allows you to steal. It only says that if X steals, X will go to jail. It does not say thou shalt not steal, unlike the Bible or the Quran.
So, give us your impression about talking about elections now. We understand they say there will not be use of card readers. What's going on with that?
Well, it's a retrogressive step to say that card readers will not be allowed. More so that we have seen the effect, the beautiful effect, the impressive effect of using a card reader in the last election, by which a person that is not registered couldn't have been allowed to vote. But if we are saying that card readers will not be used, it means that anybody, it allows subversion of the electoral process. That is what I would say the people who design this process and are saying that there will be no use card reader are trying to do. They probably intend to rig. So last year, by its law, I think the House of Assembly ought to have recognized, because the new electoral act that is coming out for the purpose of the 2019 elections has recognized the use of card reader. So if at the national we are moving forward and we say Lagos is state of excellence, then what is excellent about us? If democracy, that will be the basis of our governance, is tampered with, is rendered odious by a process that would destroy everything that would have justified it, then definitely we are not progressing. So I believe that, let us see what plays out tomorrow. I don't want to preempt that there will be rigging. I pray that in a society where I claim to be a bona fide citizen, that there wouldn't be anything like rigging. But
there'll be no movement. They said that there's restriction of movement from up until what, 2 or is it 3?
There should be. Otherwise, people will move from Adegoke to go and vote on the island. To go and vote, So
what about non-voters? Everybody it has to be restricted?
Well, all the local governments are voting. So practically everybody is a voter. So once you are registered.
All right, that's where to let go. Kunle Adegoke is a member of the APC and a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.